Hello, I believe we are live and welcome. Today is day 15, February, and I am being consistent. And the question is, if we are copying, are we being authentic? I think what we need to do, if we saying we're copying, or they're saying copy was trending, copy, and my question is, are we being authentic? Well, I think you can be, because you will have to put your own twist to it. I mean, don't be going verbatim from what someone else is saying, but then you have to bring your own personality into it. So then I guess that's not really copying, it's that you are building on an idea or a foundation that somebody else had found to be beneficial. So that's just what I'm thinking. So tonight is Saturday and it is almost 9 p.m. and I am not as stuffy. I feel so much better. I've been here working. I've been doing some things that I need to be doing that I haven't been able to do for a minute, because when your sinus is acting up and it's like you got the drainage, you got the headache, your face feel like it's like "Ang, yang, yang," and then your ears, all that stuff going on. It's just too much. It's too much, and you just want to stay in the bed. But I was able to get up yesterday, log on to my regular job. I have a 9 to 5, 6 to 7. I mean, 9 to 5. But today I'm doing work for me. Yes, MEEE. So I was able to get a lot of things done that I have been putting on my little ticker list. And that's one thing I have. I have a little ticker list. And also, oh, this is what I wanted to share. Okay, about being authentic. Okay, let's go. I'm going to read something. Let me see which one I want to read. Don't want to read. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Um, oh, let me find. I want to. Okay. So, we are like butterflies in the wind. Some can fly higher than others, but each one flies to the best it can. Why compare one against the other? Each one is different. Each one is special. Each one is beautiful. And this was a quote from Anonymous. You are born an original, don't die a copy. John Mason. Okay, so when I was talking about, when people are saying on YouTube that, copy what's working, copy what we're doing, and I was saying that you you take the idea or the concept or the foundation, but you build on it and you build who you are. That's how it goes. It's not that you are trying to duplicate them, and be a carbon copy. You want to be your own individual self, yet you are building on something that they see has worked for them. Just like it's 50,000 dishwashing liquids, 50,000 um seasonings, 50, it's a different brand, but it's something doing the same thing. You have 50,000 body wash, 50,000 perfumes, all of them have their own little thing that makes them different, but it's still for the same purpose. So you get what I'm saying? So we're all different before you know, but we're still going to do what we're doing for the same purpose. Okay, so let's read some more. Okay, when we emerge, we can relate to the butterfly, because the butterfly, the caterpillars, mm, caterpillar. What in the world's wrong with my mouth today? The butterfly at the caterpillar stage is alone without parents. It is shedding and reshedding skin. It once again envelops itself within a protective covering, the chrysalis, as it prepares for the fullness of its purpose, which is to be transformed into a beautiful butterfly. In the chrysalis, it appears to be doing nothing spectacular, but actually a great deal of activity is occurring on the inside and becomes transparent for everyone to see the turmoil. Okay, so take for instance, right now where you are shedding and reshedding, you're developing, you're finding out who you really are, what your purpose is, and you're preparing. You're in the stage of preparation before you really come out full blast. And so you're kind of shielded or hidden for a moment, because when you come out, everyone will know what your purpose is, and you will have the power, you will be empowered to be that person, to do what you need to do. Okay, so now let's go to okay, human beings have to envelop ourselves as well. And that's what I'm talking about. One thing we should try to do is look for positive role models, look to be in positive environments, have positive influences and words, because words is big. Words is big. And a lot of times, some of us aren't in the most beneficial areas or environments or places that will really foster things that are good and great and positive. But again, while we're developing, things may not feel as spectacular or as if we are really making any strides, but we can come forth as pure gold, because you're going to go through the fire, you're going to go through trials and tribulations. So this is my thing. When we can have the experience like an eagle and like a butterfly. With the eagle, the parents nudge them out of the nest, and then when they go out of the nest to try to fly, sometimes they're not getting a hang of it. So then the eagle swoops in, the parent eagle swoops in to help them out. A lot of times we don't even have that supportive parent or person there to help us out. And that's when we have to really look within, because the whole thing of what I'm trying to say is that we're not trying to be carbon copies of anyone, because we are individual. We have our own fingerprint. We have our own unique fingerprint, which means we are unique. Our identity is unique. So as we are in these YouTube streets and trying to become whatever we believe we're supposed to become, yes, we will take the advice of those that are doing it, that are succeeding, that are benefiting, that are growing. But you got to put your own twist to it and understand what your purpose is and how you need to move, because you have a different personality, so you shouldn't be trying to duplicate somebody else's personality, but you can incorporate some of the things that they have learned and some of the advice that they are given. So we must believe that there isn't any mountain of negativity and adversity high enough, ain't no river of sorrow and despair wide enough, it ain't no valley of distress or pain low enough to keep us from flying to greater heights and new levels in life. Now, I realize not only must we be mindful of the coming out to everyone about who we are and what our purpose is. But also, we need to be mindful of all the forces of good and evil that will come to either help or hinder us. And we must be reminded that the attack is fiercely directed towards what we believe and what we have faith about or in. And that's the thing. Our belief system have to be on point. We have to continuously feed to our psyche that we can do this, that we can be consistent. That is a thing with me. Consistency. Then sometimes I have analysis paralysis. What am I going to talk about? What am I going to say? Is does it even matter? And a lot of times nobody is listening, but I'm going to keep doing it because this is what I think I am called. I believe I'm called to do. That's the thing. We have to have belief and faith even within our own selves. Even when no one else sees it, even when no one else feels that we're going to make it, even when no one understands the vision or the path that we're taking, we have to continue to press on and move on. A lot of times there will be people who will be naysayers because a lot of times people themselves are frightened. They don't believe in themselves. They don't have faith in themselves that they can do something and think outside the box. So then they try to bring fear to you and make you think that you can't do what you've been called to do, or you can't move in your purpose and reach your destiny. But that's when you have to know within yourself and believe within yourself and have the faith within yourself that whatever God has put you on this earth to do, you can accomplish it. Just like there are some people can physically live in a slum, but if they believe and have faith that they will not be there always, and that their present situation is not going to hinder them from moving forward and moving out, they can survive and they can accomplish whatever it is they feel they can. We can look at a lot of our athletes that have come from the slum or one parent household or dire situations, and they excelled. And one thing they did was that they constantly practiced, they constantly focused. They were so focused, razor sharp focus on their purpose and what they were trying to accomplish. And that's when that belief and that faith propel them into their purpose and their destiny. So we just have to be very, very careful of what we are allowing. And I'm going to keep saying this, in our ear gate and our eye gate, and then what's coming out our mouth. Because and what we keep thinking. A lot of times we have to take these thoughts, these negative thoughts, and just kick them out, because once negative gets in, they will begin to break down, alter, and deteriorate our positive belief systems and our faith. So our beliefs will become warped, and the evidence will show on the outside, and things will start to fall to pieces because of what is happening, the turmoil that is happening within. Our plans, our ideas, our hopes, our goals, and our dreams will begin to fall to the ground and just break into million of pieces, and then it'll be hard to put it back together. Just like Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall and cracked up. So that is what will happen to our dreams, our hopes, our beliefs. So that's why we have to be very careful of what we do. Even when we are taking the advice and copying, there may be some things that we need not to duplicate or copy. And I don't mean duplicate in the sense, because I said we're not trying to duplicate. What we're trying to do is take the advice, apply it to our own lives, but use our own personality, understand that how our purpose can shine forth, but also understanding that we can benefit from listening to those that have gone before us or that are doing it and that are succeeding. Like I said, you got to put your own twist, your own personal twist to whatever you're doing, even though and brand your own self, because just like I said, there thousands of perfumes. There are thousands of dishwashing liquid. But it's a different brand, but they're doing the same thing. You get what I'm saying? So always take a moment to reflect. So while you're emerging, while you're coming forth, while you're working on becoming who you are to become, while you're trying to reach that your destiny, we must be on guard to evaluate all the influences that we have grabbed hold to, because sometimes we are grabbing hold to influences that we know is not beneficial, but for some reason, because it's familiar and because it's comfortable, we stay there. We stay stuck. Okay. So now we have to learn that those things we have to let go. Let go. We have to sit for a moment and reflect on the traits that we have, whether they're good or bad, no matter who they came from. Because there are influences in our lives that we pick up a lot of things that we are not fully aware that we picked it up. And then sometimes you hear people say, "Oh my God, I'm sounding like my parent. Oh my God, I'm sounding like my grandma. Oh my God, my teacher used to say that. Oh my God, And then you beginning to realize, wow, I have taken on a lot of them, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. So that's when you have to kind of reflect on what have you picked up along the way, and that has influenced you and it has influenced your behavior, and now you displaying it. Okay. And some people say, "Oh, I never want to be like blah blah blah," and then boom, you look and say, "Oh my gosh, I'm like blah blah blah." But that's when you immediately need to stop and reflect, evaluate, and say, "Oh no no no, this I got to make some changes here." And you can make changes. You can make the changes. Then you recognize this. And what I recommend is, when you are realizing that there's time for a change, that you're moving towards your purpose, you're reaching for your destiny, even here in these YouTube streets, and you're trying to be consistent, you're trying to build a community. When you recognize some of the things that are not beneficial to you, that is not helping you to move forward, that is not in your best interest, write do a column, do a good column and a bad column, and write down all them traits and those things that are helping you and those things that are harming you. And then start doing the work, because a lot of times it's an internal work that you have to do. Just like it says, renew your mind daily. We have to renew our mind daily. We need to shed off a lot of things, because we get a lot of influences as we walk through our days, you know from hearing people say things, from seeing things, from the TV, even from the social media. We get caught up in a lot of things that actually have impacted us and penetrated our psyche and our subconscious, and we don't even realize it. And then we start acting out in certain ways, and then be like, where did that come from? Why am I doing that? So we got to be really, really careful. And like I said, do that two column thing, the good, the bad, and then reject what is damaging and just command it to go, release it. You got to, but it's a daily thing. You got to work on this daily. And like it says, it takes what, 6 to 7 weeks to form a different habit. So then you just got to work on it constantly, and always do the affirmations, and incorporate some meditation. And I have to be consistent on that. I'm not being consistent with meditation. And that's when it's renewing your mind daily. First thing in the morning, you need to renew your mind daily. Okay. Because then you got to go through the day, and you don't want the broken pieces of yesterday to be hanging on and interfering in your new day. Okay. So we got to sweep around and get some of that stuff out of there, reject it, throw it in the trash, and then usually at night, you may need to reevaluate what transpired during the day that may have attached itself to you. You had a bad day at work, or somebody said something, or you heard something on the news or wherever, and it's still stuck on you. You know, then you want to release it. You want to release it. It's a constant thing of us having to reevaluate and evaluate, recognize, reflect, and reject. And then also receive the things that are beneficial. Then we need to reassure our mind and our spirit and our soul, and even within our heart, that there is nothing that we haven't honestly dealt with. Now, that's the thing about being respectful to yourself, loving yourself, because a lot of times we are not honest with our own self. We are not honest with how we are treating our own self, how we are loving our own self, and how we are not holding our own selves accountable, you know? And when a lot of times when you are repeatedly in a certain situation and you are the common denominator, you really need to sit down and accept what it is that's going on, and deal with you. Deal with you. Okay, then we need to receive and increase the positive and the good influences and the good traits in lieu of everything else. We have to grab hold to everything that is positive. And then you can rejoice that you have been true and honest with yourself and to yourself. And now you are revived and empowered to move to the next level. And that's the thing. Every day you should strive to go to the next level. Every day you should strive to love yourself so you can love your neighbor as yourself. You need to strive to respect yourself. You need to strive to, whatever promise you gave to yourself, that you keep that promise. Because a lot of times we will be so into keeping our word and our promise to everyone else, but forsake our own self. And just think about this: is I'm talking about renewing your mind. I'm talking about you being you and making sure that you're not connected or um, having things attached to you that you shouldn't, that is not helping you or beneficial to you. Um, in the Bible, it says, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God. And God lives within you. God has empowered you. And you need to bring everything that is against the knowledge of God, everything that is good, that is joyful, that is peaceful, that is beneficial, that is uplifting, that is empowering. Everything that is against that, you need to bring it into captivity. Every thought, bring it into captivity and throw it out. You know how you throw it away. You capture it and just get rid of it. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So let's do some cleaning internally. Okay. We have to beware of the influences, the experiences, whether good or bad. We have to work through what resides within, because that is major. It may hinder our ability to move to the next level, to move into our purpose, to move into our destiny. And we do have the power to throw out what we do not need before it takes us off course. We have to believe, we have to have faith. Whatever we are trying to do, whether you're building a YouTube channel, whether you're building a business, whether you're just trying to be a better person, believe that you can achieve it. Have faith. Do the work. Do the work. Do the work. And it can be painful. I mean, anytime someone it's like surgery. You're going to have to go deep. Okay? Go deep. Do the work. Reflect. Realize who and what has influenced you, especially things that have influenced you in a negative manner. Work through that. Work through that. And believe me, life will start to become easier. and your perspective about certain things will become different. It won't be as cloudy. It won't be as negative. You know, I a lot of times I would jump out there and get so stressed out. But I'm learning, because I know that's something I need to work on. I'm learning that I need to stop making mountains out of molehills, you know? And like I said, one big thing that I've been doing for this month of February is I'm not going back and forth with people in comments or on posts and video. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not, because I realized I was getting too caught up and with people I don't even know who really I should not even allow to influence me in a manner that takes me out of my character. Not happening no more. So I wish all of you a great day. And I hope that something I said may resonate with you and you could use it to help you, move forward and get closer to your goals and destiny and purpose. So have a wonderful, wonderful evening.